Hi everyone, today I thought I would film a little makeup get ready with me video using some new makeup that I've recently started trying and also some makeup that I've been using for a while that I really love and wanted to share. For my foundation today, I've been testing this one for a couple weeks. I'm still undecided if I like it. This is by Dermablend. This is their CC cream. I did not pay for this, by the way. I always like to let you guys know if something is sent, for free. Skin Store, which I shop there all the time, and I have a 26% off discount code that they have given me, so you can use it on a ton of different products, but I didn't pay for this. So what they did is they let me choose, I think it was $300 or $400 worth of products. They let me choose what I wanted instead of them just saying, here, we're sending you PR, try it. So this was something I had been wanting to purchase anyway, so I thought, oh cool, well my discount works on it, so I'm gonna get this. So I've tried this now for, I don't know, maybe a couple weeks. First time I used it, I did it all wrong. I put like a whole big squirt on my hand and it was like gross. It was so cakey and awful. But now I use the right amount, but I don't know, I'm still undecided if I like it. Some days I'm like, oh, I love it. And then other days I'm like, is it this that's making my makeup not look great, or is it something else? So we're gonna try it today. I will zoom in really close so you can see pores, things like that, and then you guys tell me what you think. I am going to put the smallest amount, and this is pretty thick. I mean, see, look how this spreads. Let's back up some. It spreads really well. So I'll just show you how the coverage is. I mean, you can see how this spreads and it stays pretty opaque. So again, if you try it, don't do what I did and pile a ton on the first time. Hang on, my camera is going out of focus. I just got a new camera because would you believe I dropped my other camera and it completely broke the lens, and so I just went ahead and got another one, but I couldn't remember the settings. So I notice it keeps going in and out of focus, so I apologize if it does. Hopefully not too bad. Look how good this coverage is. And I always like to bring just a smidgy down my neck. And these are healing. If you watched one of my other videos, how I suffer from acne. I get really bad acne actually if I don't, make sure I take the proper steps for it. And I'm just gonna put actually a dot more on because this dried already on my hand. But I used to have like 30 some of these pimples all the way down my chin and my neck. It was so awful, I hated it. But I have a video of how I completely cured it with just a supplement. Actually, it was shocking. The doctor wanted to put me on Accutane and I didn't. I refused that. But I had stopped taking my supplement just to see, and sure enough, because I'm estrogen dominant, my estrogen is more dominant than my progesterone, and that can trigger acne. So if you're someone that has acne around your chin, your jaw, down your neck, usually that's a hormonal thing. It's not because you eat sugar or, things like that, usually. But these, they turn into these red, hard, like cyst-like pimples, and they take forever for the scar to go away. But I'm not going to put a ton of foundation here to try to cover that up. I'm just going to spot conceal that in the very end. For my concealer, this is the one that I love. This is my drugstore concealer by Revlon. It is their Candid Concealer. I have this one in the shade Sand, I believe. So I don't have to keep trying to read shades and things like that. I'll just link everything down below. This was one on Skin Store since they gave me that credit to purchase whatever I wanted. That was included in my discount. I wanted to try this one. I think, how do you say this brand? Is it Rodial or Rodial? I'm not sure. I think it's Rodial. And I've seen their products out forever, but I don't know. I think some of their things are just kind of pricey. I'm okay spending if it's really worth it. But I thought, you know what? Let's just try it and see. I'm really undecided on this. I can't tell if I like it yet, and it could be because I bought the wrong shade, I'm not sure. But if you've tried this, their diamond concealer, let me know if you like it. It says it's luminous and creamy with diamond powder in it. So I'm just gonna do this one on one eye, and I'll compare it to one that I know that I really love, my Revlon Candid, on this eye. And I'll go ahead and just use this everywhere else. I feel like maybe this concealer is a little more maybe sheer to medium, and not that I necessarily want a super full coverage, but I don't know. We'll see what it looks like when I edit. I've only tried it like 3 times. I'm actually testing like 30 different concealers right now. It's gonna take me probably months to put together a video, but I am literally testing almost every concealer, not every one on the market, that would be impossible, but every one that, you know, people say this is the best, or anything new that's coming on the market, I'm testing them to see. Now, I don't have a ton of wrinkles under my eyes here, I'll zoom in, but I do have fine lines, and then I have, you know, this hollowed out area and this little bag. I guess it's like a little fat pocket. I don't know what it is, but I don't have filler. That's not filler or anything there. They would put filler here to fix this, but I don't want filler. I don't know. I'm just too nervous to have that done. I mean, I get Botox for migraines, but I like makeup and skincare, but I don't like all that maintenance. So you can see, you know, when I make an expression, yeah, I have the wrinkles there. So a lot of times that's why the concealer will crease, is, you know, because of my expression, but not necessarily, you know, because it's a bad concealer. So really you just need the tiniest amount of this concealer. Let's just take that sponge and pick up some of that excess. So it makes a little difference. I could add a smidgy more right here, but I'm not going to yet. I want to compare it to my Revlon Candid and see. And with this one, I can add a little bit extra because this one's such a thin consistency. Just such a beautiful concealer for a great price. See, it's so thin, but I feel like this gives a great coverage. Oh, forgot to blend that. Have you ever done that? Like, go out of your house and you look in your rear view mirror and you see like a blob of concealer here or here that you forgot to blend. I don't know. I still think I like this side better. You know what? My under eyes are a little dry today. I already put on eye cream, but you know what? I feel like they just are a little dry. Always make sure your under eyes are nice and hydrated before you put your concealer on. So I'm just going to use a smidge of this. This is one of my favorites to use underneath a concealer. It almost feels like an oil. Typically I would do this before I do my concealer, but I just want to show you, if you're like, oh man, my concealer looks terrible today, I will just lightly put a smidge of this on and then I'll touch up the concealer again. So this is not, you know, something you normally need to do. I just didn't realize that my under eyes were a little crusty and dry. See how it kind of just gives it a glow? I'll show you what it looks like. See, it looks like a gel. I'm putting it over top of that foundation, but when you rub it in, see how it's just kind of like, it almost feels oily, but it's not an oil. It's got caffeine in it. It's super hydrating and moisturizing, but then it'll dry down. And look, it's already dried down here. It just makes it look so pretty, and it will make a difference in my concealer. So now I'll just put a dot to touch that up. Oh yeah, what a difference that makes, having that underneath. I'm not going to powder this. Both of these will pretty much set on their own, and then maybe in like 10 minutes I will just lightly take my finger and press it in just to make sure it's not settling into any of my wrinkles. For my bronzer, I love scrolling on Amazon, just finding different makeup that, you know, I don't normally see at like Ulta or CVS or wherever. And this is a brand, Well People. It's spelled W3LL. This has a bronzer. This has a really pretty blush. The blush is more of like a highlighter for me because it does have a sheen to it, and a really pretty highlighter. So, and it's cute, and it's in this little cardboard package with a magnetic closure, and then you've got your little mirror here. So I'm just going to use this bronzer to kind of bronze up my face with my super cheap Wet n Wild makeup brush. Then you could use this bronzer as a blush. For my blush, I always like to try a couple different ones. This is one that I did pick from Skin Store. This is from that brand, Rodial. This is their blusher Color Pop powder. I got this in the shade South Beach. I think it's so pretty, and the packaging I think is really fancy. It kind of looks like this leather packaging with their emblem on it, and it's got a mirror, and this blush is so pretty. It doesn't really match the top I have on, but I like these cool tone pink, bubblegum pink blushes. I think it's stunning. It's very silky feeling. It is a matte, kind of a natural looking blush, but I don't know, I'm gonna put it on and show you. I think it's better if I want something super light. It does give that nice little, you know, pop of color. If you like this brand, if you like this blush, my discount code will work on this, but you know, I can't say that I'd be like, oh my gosh, you have to get this blush. They only had 2 shades on there, so if they had maybe a darker shade, I do want to try that because I love everything about it. I think it's just the shade that I don't really like. But I got this blush on Amazon. This is by Cargo. This is their Swimmables water resistant blush. If I go swimming, typically I'm not wearing a full face of makeup. You know, I'll put on a ton of sunscreen, but I really am not gonna have a full face of makeup. But you know, hey, some people like to go swimming and still have their makeup on, or if it's just hot summer day, you don't want your blush melting off. This blush, oh my gosh, this is so pretty. I'll link it down below. It's a cool tone pink, but it just has a slight sheen to it. Here, let me swatch it with a clean finger so you can see that shift. It's like a silver shift, and I love a cool tone shift. I don't really like that gold shift. If you want something that is water resistant, this is a great blush for that. See how it just gives a pretty sheen, but like I said, I don't like sparkly, shimmery blushes because I feel like they accentuate pores, but this one doesn't. It's so pretty. And this one's more pigmented than, of course, that Rhodial blush I just showed you. Now I'm gonna do some eyeshadow. For primer, I usually like the Milani eyeshadow primer. Super affordable, I really like it. But you see how my eyes are just kind of, you know, reddish and didn't sleep that great. Sometimes the Milani primer doesn't cover that, but I really like this one by Anastasia. This is like their trial size, and I've probably had this, I don't know, 3 months, a long time. And let me just show you how tiny of an amount that I use. Do you see this little teeny, it's like a dot, because this spreads. It's almost like a super thick, opaque concealer. If you use way too much of this, it's gonna look crazy and it will be difficult to blend. For my eyeshadow, this is one that I got on Skin Store. I've seen this forever. I've seen this brand. Is it Illamasqua or Illamasqua? I'm not sure how to say it. And I thought these were gorgeous. Is this so pretty? This is an all matte palette except for this shade here. This is a shimmer. Let me just show you how beautiful these colors are. If you're not into boring basic neutrals, you won't like this, but I love my browns, my beiges. I love purples. I love these for eyeliner. The only one I don't love is this like yellowy matte color, and I don't often use this shimmer, but these are absolutely stunning. You know what these remind me of are those Viseart shadows, but these are creamier. I feel like Viseart sometimes a little too dry and chalky, but these are creamier. These last all day long. Absolutely love these. Have you ever used anything from this brand? I mean, I'm sure it's been out forever. I'm going to use a Wet n Wild eyeshadow brush. This is a crease brush. It's a new one. I bought like 4 more of these because they're like $2. Sometimes they're only like 79 cents. These are super cheap. The quality on these is amazing. Normally I like to do browns and then a hint of purple in the crease, but I don't think I'll do purple today. I'm gonna use this all over just to kind of set the primer. Then I will probably use this light, it's kind of like a cool tone brown. I'm gonna use this light cool tone brown matte in the crease, and then maybe I'll just darken it up with this dark brown here. This gray is so pretty. If I didn't have orange on, I would probably use this, and I'll use this underneath. It just kind of brings the color of your eyes out. Now I have greenish eyes. Purples really bring the green out in my eyes. This is a beautiful palette. I can't say enough about it. I've used this enough times over the past few weeks, so I can say that I highly, highly recommend this. My 26% off discount code does work on this too. Do you see how easy these blend? And they're pigmented, but they're not like bam in your face. I'm gonna put a ton of pigment on so that you can't ever blend it out. These are my kind of eyeshadows because I'm not a makeup artist. I can build the color. They just are so smooth and these blend so pretty, and I'm using that same brush. Normally I would switch out like 3 or 4 different brushes, but you know, I'm just being lazy and I want to use this same brush. Now I am going to switch out the brush because that blending brush is too big for me to do any detailed work here. I'm going to use this one by BK Beauty. This is the 204 brush. For my brows, I just want to clean off any foundation that I have kind of sitting in my brows, because then my brow product will stick better. For my brows, lately what I've been using are these two products. This is one, I have like 10 of these. I've talked about this many times. This is my all-time favorite brow product if you want natural looking hair strokes. This is by the brand Stila, and my 26% discount works on this as well. This wasn't sent to me for free, I got this, but you can see it looks like a little pointy felt tip marker, but it's flexible. It's not, you know, super hard to work with. This makes the prettiest hair strokes. And this is the shade, I think, medium. It's kind of like a taupe color. They have a darker one. I have the darker one, but I just kind of like this shade. This will stay on your brows all day long. So if you have oily skin like I do and you're tired of those brow products that just come right off, this is absolutely amazing. But what I've been doing, I put on a brow, this is like a fiber brow product. If you're like me and you have a few of those gray brow hairs that are in there and that make it look like your brows are thinning out, this really helps to cover up. It's kind of like a mascara, but it's got little fibers in it to kind of poof up the hairs to make it look like you have more brow hairs. Once it's dry, I'm going to fill in areas that I want to add a few more brow hairs. Maybe places that I overplucked that just really never grew back. I think this just looks more natural. I'll zoom in. More natural than just putting on a thick brow pencil and filling it all in. This way you can still see the brush strokes, the brow hairs. For mascara, this is one that I love by e.l.f. I used it in one of my last makeup videos, so I always like to use one that I really like and compare it to something new that I'm trying. And this is one I got the other day. I don't think this is brand new. It's by Revlon. I think it's been out for like a year. It's called So Fierce, and I don't know why I never even noticed it before. So I'm going to use So Fierce on these eyelashes, and I'm going to use the e.l.f. one here. For my lip gloss, this is something I picked out on Skin Store, and my discount works for these. These are 100% vegan, 100% dye-free, 100% preservative-free, and 100% cruelty-free. And these are made in the USA. These are so pretty. I am like a total lip gloss lover. I don't know if you guys are, but you get 4 of these. So I picked these out when they let me pick out some stuff on their website, but I loved them so much, I went and purchased a whole nother set of these because I was afraid they were gonna sell out. It's such a great deal for 4 of these with my 26% off discount. I think they come to like $6 or $7 each. But this one right here, oh, this is my absolute favorite shade. I'm gonna swatch these real quick and show you. If you're a lip gloss lover, you will appreciate these. Look at this. That's so pretty. It's got like a sheen. It's not super opaque, but it's not super sheer. And it's just kind of a really pretty rosy color with this really pretty kind of silvery, they're almost like purple sheen that's in it. I just think this shade is gorgeous. I love it. This right here is the main reason I bought a whole nother set. You can buy these separately. I've seen them at Ulta, but they're almost 20 bucks for one of these. And then my other favorite shade, this is so pretty. This one's kind of a little opaque, not super sheer, but look, it's like this really pretty peachy, creamy shade, and I love this over top, not by itself because I'm not really into that super nude lip look, but I love this over top of a lipstick, so that's what I'm going to use today. And these other two, this is probably my least favorite one because it's more brown, I guess, and more sheer. See, so I'll put it next to this and see how it's just kind of sheer, it's breaking up, you can't, you know. So if you want just a gloss and super sheer, this one almost looks like you have nothing on your lips, even though you would think it's the darkest. And then this one I think is stunning. I could wear this one today. This is like a shimmery, kind of peachy gold shade. This one's so pretty on its own. Hang on, let me just put it on first and then show you. Okay, that's this one right here. So it's kind of like a nude, but it's a peachy. It's got this really pretty like light pinky. What color is that shift? It's kind of like a pinky gold shift that's in it. This one's so pretty by itself, or over top another lipsticks. Now these aren't plumping, and a lot of people, when I posted these on Instagram, people were like, well, how would you compare these to your all-time favorite City Lips? These are nothing like City Lips. City Lips is plumping, hydrating. You know, I don't get plumping with this, but I get a lot of hydrating, and these just feel beautiful for hours on my lips. And I always wear a lip liner because this lip is crooked. It's shorter than this one. So I kind of overdraw this one to try to even it out a little bit. I think I'm just going to show you how pretty this shade. Now, do we want this one or this one? Let me just show you my favorite. I said I wasn't going to use it, but this is so pretty. I have to show you how pretty this is on. And if you're like me and you like layering your lip products, I always like to put a little bit of the lighter shade in the center. I just think it looks so pretty. Oh, I almost forgot. I wanted to set this look. If you follow me on Instagram, I shared this a couple months ago, like when it first came out. This is by Physicians Formula. This is the Essence of Healthy toner and setting spray. So you can use it as a toner, or I like to use it at the very end after I have applied my makeup, and it sets all my makeup, but it really gives you a beautiful glow. But it's not, you know, slimy or sticky or anything. It makes your skin look so pretty. And then I will just dry it with my little fan. So if you're looking for glowy skin, this blush with this setting spray will give you such a pretty glow. If you ever feel like your makeup looks cakey or chalky, just spray a really good setting spray on, one that's glowy and hydrating like that, and it'll give you such a beautiful glow. So here are my eyes up close. The mascaras are pretty comparable. This Revlon one I feel like was a little difficult to work with, but look, I didn't even curl my lashes. It gave them some really good lift, and this lip gloss feels so good on my lips. And that's it. I hope you enjoyed today's makeup video, and again, I will link everything down below that I discussed. So if I forgot to mention the name or shade of something, I will make sure I list that down below. And if I do have a discount code for any of the products I shared, I will list that as well. If you like this video, I hope you'll give it a thumbs up, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, I would absolutely love to have you here. Just look down below and tap on that subscribe button. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys have a wonderful day.